the youth mentorship as part of the 30 Things Vision Agenda under the category of Youth in Action. Kenya stands at a decisive moment in the socio-economic development. With more than two-thirds of its population under 35 years, the nation's destiny rests largely on the hands of its youth. These young men and women represent a reservoir of creativity, energy, and ambition that, if properly guided, it turns into a continental powerhouse. Yet without mentorship, this potential risks being misdirected or lost altogether. The 30 Things Vision Agenda, which is a framework designed to highlight 30 key pillars of transformation aligned with the Kenya Vision 2030 and the Africa's Agenda 2063, recognized youth in action as one of its most transformative categories. Within the category, youth mentorship emerges as a crucial sub-pillar, one that shapes, guides, and empowers the youth to become ethical, skilled, and visionary leaders of tomorrow. We therefore explore youth mentorship as a strategic driver of Kenya's long-term vision. It defines mentorship, analyzes the challenges facing Kenyan youth, examines how mentorship can address these issues, evaluates obstacles that mentorship programs themselves encounter, and also highlights the vital role of governance, leadership in institutionalizing mentorship as a culture rather than a charity. Therefore, understanding youth mentorship needs the definition of it. Youth mentorship is a deliberate process of guiding, inspiring, and supporting young people to achieve personal growth, professional success, and civic responsibility. It involves experienced individuals, often referred to as the mentor, share wisdom, networks, and experience with young person, the mentee. Mentorship is more than an advice. It is an intergenerational bridge that transfers values, ethics, and vision. It transforms knowledge into action, experience into purpose, and hope into achievement. We have several forms of mentorship, and among others we have 1. Career mentorship, linking youth with professionals in their fields of interests. We have 2. Academic mentorship, that is supporting learners in education, research, and innovation. 3. Entrepreneurial mentorship, that is guiding startups through business planning, financing, and market entry. Then 4. Life skills mentorship, focusing on character development, emotional intelligence, and leadership ethics. Then 5 is civic mentorship, cultivating responsible citizenship, patriotism, and political literacy. Purpose within the national development. Mentorship ensures continuity of leadership, sustainability of national ideals. Therefore, nations that institutionalize mentorship through schools, industries, and public institutions, it builds cultures of accountability, innovation, and self-reliance. For Kenya, mentorship is an invisible infrastructure that connects education to employment, opportunity to responsibility, and ambition to results. Youth mentorship within the 30 Vision Agenda, therefore, it identifies youth in action as one of the transformative clusters, emphasizing empowerment, innovation, participation, and mentorship. Mentorship is very integral because it converts youthful energy into guided productivity. Under this vision agenda, Mentorship complements other youth initiatives like education, digital literacy, entrepreneurship by ensuring that young people have role models to emulate and guidance to navigate modern complexities. The position of mentorship is both a moral duty and a developmental strategy. In alignment with the Kenya Vision 2030, mentorship nurtures a competent, ethical, and globally competitive workforce. It reinforces the social pillar of Vision 2030, which aims to create a just, cohesive society where citizens, particularly the youth, contribute meaningfully to national prosperity. Challenges facing the youth in Kenya. One is unemployment and economic insecurity. Youth unemployment remains Kenya's most pressing challenge, with millions of graduates entering an economy unable to absorb them. Many are forced into formal, low-paying jobs. This breeds frustration, dependency, and vulnerable to social services. Then two is education mismatch. The education system often produces graduates ill-equipped for the evolving labor market. Overemphasis on theory rather than the skill-based learning limits employability. Many youths lack entrepreneurial or problem-solving capacities and which are essential in digital economy. Then we have lack of guidance and role models, where in both rural and urban settings, young people frequently lack access to mentors who can offer practical guidance. This vacuum contributes to moral drift, poor career decisions, and vulnerability to radicalization and substance abuse. Then four is the social and cultural pressures. Traditional expectations, peer influence, and social media comparison affect youth self-esteem and decision-making. In rural areas, poverty and early responsibilities hinder ambition. In urban areas, materialism and social isolation distort the values. Number five is limited access to information and networks, where youth in marginalized communities often lack access to digital tools, career information, or professional networks that can open opportunities. This isolation deepens inequality and limits upward mobility. Then number six is political exclusion and distrust. Although youth reform and forms the majority of voters, they remain unrepresented in leadership. Many receive politics as corrupt and alienating. Without mentorship from ethical leaders, disillusionment breeds apathy or destructive populism. The role of mentorship in addressing youth challenges. One, career development and employability. Mentorship bridges the gap between classroom learning and workshop realities. Through professional guidance, interns and graduates learn how to navigate employment, build CVs, manage interviews, and acquire soft skills like teamwork and communication. Then we have entrepreneurship and innovation. Experienced entrepreneurs can guide youth startups through the complex process of product development, funding, and scaling. Mentorship helps young innovators avoid costly mistakes, connect with investors, and build sustainable enterprises. We have moral and civic reorientation. Kenya moral fabric can be strengthened when elders and professionals professionals intentionally mentor the youth on integrity, patriotism, and service. Structured mentorship can counter moral decay by providing young people with value-based examples. We have psychological support and confidence building. Many youths struggle with self-doubt and mental health challenges. Mentors offer emotional support, motivation, and accountability. A single conversation with a caring mentor can redirect a young person from hopelessness to purposeful living. Number 5 is bridging rural, urban, and gender gaps. Mentorship programs that pair urban professionals with the rural youth can foster knowledge transfer and inclusivity. Similarly, empowering female mentors can encourage girls to pursue leadership and STEM careers. Challenges facing the mentorship programs include: 1. That is lack of institutionalization. Most mentorship initiatives in Kenya are informal or short-term. Few are embedded in schools, churches, or workplaces as structured programs with measurable outcomes. Resources or resource constraints is another factor. Mentorship requires funding for training, logistics, and monitoring. Many community-based programs depend on volunteers with a limited capacity. Then another factor is mentor shortage and quality gaps. Not everyone who succeeds in a field is equipped to mentor effectively. Poor training of mentors can lead to misinformation or exploitation. Then sustainability issues. Programs often collapse once donor funding ends. Lack of continuity denies consistency, which is vital in mentorship relationships. Cultural barriers is also another factor. Some traditional norms may discourage open communication between youth and elders, especially across gender lines. In some cases, mentors are perceived as authority figures rather than partners in growth. And we also have digital divide. Online mentorship platforms exclude rural youth who lack reliable internet access. This perpetuates inequality and limits mentorship reach. The government role in spearheading the mentorship of youths. That is ways in which how the government can spearhead the youth mentorship programs. The government, that is policy leadership, the government can institutionalize mentorship through national policy by incorporating mentorship into the Kenya National Youth Policy and county integrated plans to ensure that it is budgeted, monitored, and evaluated. 2 is educational system integration, where mentorship should be embedded in schools and tertiary institutions. Each student should have access to trainee or a trained mentor, and each teacher or alumni or professional through the structured national mentorship framework coordinated by the Ministry of Education. 3 is the public service as a mentorship hub. Government agencies can create internship mentorship models where every department pairs young interns with senior officers. This will transfer institutional memory and cultivate leadership in continuity. Number 4 is partnership with the private sector and civil society. Government should encourage corporations, faith-based organizations, and NGOs to adopt mentorship as a part of a corporate social responsibility. Tax incentives and public recognition can motivate private actors to mentor the youth. Then leveraging digital technology by developing a national digital mentorship platform. The government can link mentors and mentees across the country. Such platforms can include verification systems, discussion forums, and training modules, legitimizing the mentorship as a legacy. Government messaging should emphasize that the greatest legacy a generation can leave is not wealth or power, but mentorship. National leaders must model this ethos by personally mentoring young leaders and publicly celebrating mentorship success stories. We have rural and urban dimensions of mentorship, where the rural context in rural Kenya mentorship faces challenges such as limited access to mentors, poor infrastructure, high poverty levels. Many talented youth remain invisible to national programs. Government and non-governmental organizations can counter this by 1. Deploying mobile mentorship caravans and youth empowerment camps. 2. Partnering with the local chiefs, schools, and churches to identify the mentors. And 3. Offering digital mentorship centers equipped with internet access. Then the urban context, the urban youth face different issues. 1. Competition, moral destruction, and information overload. Mentorship in urban areas should focus on ethical guidance, entrepreneurship, and digital career navigations. Corporations and universities can host mentorship festivals and innovation challenges to channel urban energy productively. Bridging the divide, a national mentorship exchange linkage rural and urban youth can create mutual learning. Urban mentors can inspire rural youth with exposure, while rural mentees can teach resilience, community values, and environmental stewardship. Policy recommendations and strategic pathways for mentorship programs. We have 1. They need to develop a national youth mentorship policy, outlining objectives, standards, and implementation frameworks. 2. Establish county youth mentorship boards to coordinate local incentives, initiatives, and ensure inclusivity. 3. Train and certify mentors through accredited short courses and communications, ethics, and youth psychology. Then 4. Create a national digital mentorship portal, accessible in English and Swahili with offline functionality and in rural areas. Then 5. Integrate mentorship in curriculum from primary through university levels to instill lifelong guidance culture. 6. Provide funding and incentives for non-governmental organizations, schools, and corporates implementing mentorship programs. Measure impact through annual national mentorship reports, capturing data on mentees reached and outcomes achieved. Then we have promote media campaigns by showcasing mentorship success stories to inspire public participation. Then incorporate mental health and life skills through training into mentorship sessions and fostering intergenerational dialogue forums where leaders, professionals, and youth engage on national development agenda. Therefore, in a nutshell, mentorship is not a privilege for the few. It is a national necessity. Within the 30 Things Vision Agenda, under the Youth in Action, mentorship serves as a compass guiding Kenya youth stewards responsible leadership, innovation, and self-reliance. A mentored youth is confident, productive, and patriotic. An unmentored youth is vulnerable to confusion, exploitation, and despair. Thus, Kenya's future depends not merely on creating jobs or funding programs, but also in nurturing a culture where each generation mentors the next. Government involvement is crucial, not as a sole provider, but as the chief enabler of mentorship ecosystems across education, employment, and civil life. In both rural and urban settings, structured mentorship can bridge inequality, renew values, and sustain national unity. Therefore, the greatest legacy our leaders can leave is not to give the youth, but to mentor them, to ignite their minds, shape their ethics, and empower them to lead with purpose. Through mentorship, Kenya can transform its demographic strength into a moral and intellectual powerhouse capable of realizing the dream of the 30 Things Vision Agenda and the Vision 2030. We must all focus on ensuring that the youth are mentored and well guided on what is very key.